Hey folks, it's been a while since I've done one of these vlog things, and it's about time I got back into it. So I've been working today on this new project. It's a pot holder thing for the kitchen. And I'm a little outside of my comfort zone because it's using all of these really fancy joinery that I'm not really used to. It's not that I can't do it, it's just that I haven't made a real, or what I feel is a real project in quite some time, which I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of depressing. You know, being a woodworker and a woodshop teacher and not having regular access to my workshop that I've spent the better part of 10 years building out. I mean, I can get there, it's just there's no students to teach, and it's been really sad and kind of distressing, to the point where I have tools here at home and I haven't been making nearly as much as I usually do. Part of that has been I've been focusing a lot on YouTube and trying to build up this new skill set, which there's nothing wrong with that. Learning new things for me is just the way that I keep afloat. If I'm trying new stuff, yeah, it's weird and uncomfortable and frustrating at times. Like making, I've got a lap joint and an angled lap joint dado thing and a dovetail all in this one piece of wood. You know, I understand the concepts of all of these, but putting them all together and measuring it and making it so that all of these pieces meet where they're supposed to is it's a little nerve-wracking at times, but I'm confident I'll be able to get it figured out, and that's going to be one of the upcoming videos. It's the new year, 2021, and needless to say, 2020 was not a good year for anyone, or at least most people. As a teacher, it's been frustrating, but also kind of nice being able to work from home. I count myself very lucky that we've been able to do that. We have been spending more time at home with the kids and family, which has been great. That's definitely nothing to complain about, you know, aside from being on top of each other literally all the time. Like, all the time. You know, I haven't been taking that time for granted, and I think that's definitely helped with my mental state. But now that it's a new year, 2020 is over, and I've seen a lot of memes online. 2020 is done with, now we can finally get on with our lives. The nightmare year's over. We probably don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's not the year's fault that everything went sideways. It was the fact that everything went sideways that was to blame. Everything comes down to the events that happen. It has nothing to do with what calendar year it is. The world's not going to end just because there's a certain date that you write on your checks. It is completely down to the events that shape our lives. And 2020 just happened to be this huge convergence of events that shaped a lot of lives all at once. A lot of those events and a lot of the things that brought those events about haven't gone away just because it's a new year. We still have social distancing, mask wearing, schools still closed down for the foreseeable future. We're probably not going back to school until the end of, well, until next year at the earliest. At least our school district is, because we're in a major metropolitan area, and that's the kind of stuff that we have to deal with. And a lot of that is just, it's frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. It's still going on. But there are some silver linings with this. When it comes down to our individual lives, yes, there's a lot of stuff that's bigger than us that we can't control. And there's really nothing to be done about that. You just react the best that you can. You respond accordingly. You do the best you can. For all the inner stuff, the way that we react to the things around us, the choices that we make, the coping strategies that we choose to adopt, that is all within our power to do something about. The last few months, I've been really spending a lot of time very low, depressed, not feeling good about myself. That's nothing new for me. That's just something I've dealt with for a long, long time. I'm sure I'll talk more about it in the future. At the beginning of all this pandemic stuff, I was actually feeling pretty good. I talked about it in some of my vlogs that I was taking this opportunity to get better and improve and do all these things. Eventually that caught up with me and I started running out of steam. As the weather started getting colder, the days were shorter and the nights were longer, that seasonal depression kicked in and it wasn't a very happy time. You put on a good face for the kids and for the family and for the holidays. This past week, there were several days just laying around in pajamas, not really feeling like I could do anything, feeling like I'm wasting my time. That's not a good feeling when you're in your mid-30s, feeling like you're wasting your time, because you don't have an unlimited amount of it left. Now that it's a new year, I kind of feel that there's a little more opportunity to sort of reset some things. And no, not everything is back the way that it was. We're basically where we have been this whole time. But the way that I respond to that, the choices that I make, the way that I choose to spend my time, I can either be sitting browsing Reddit or YouTube for hours on end, or I can set a 1-hour timer and come out into the garage and start working on a project for a bit. And then I can go back in, play some video games or, read a magazine or do the things that I also like doing, but I will feel like I've accomplished something, like I've made some progress towards my goals. It's really all about finding balance. I hope that you are able to find some of that balance for yourself in your life. That's kind of it for me. I'm going to be finishing up here and taking a break for now. I've already made a whole lot of sawdust and more than a few tiny little mistakes, which I'm pretty certain I'll be able to fix. Make sure you look out for that next video and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you next time. Lauer out.